Hello and welcome to my game against Mike Dow in September 2007. Mike was graded around the 120 mark and I was just below 100. Good 20, just over 20 points difference actually in this clash. It's a game that, well, I let slip really. I was winning this game, was 2 pawns up in the end game, and somehow managed to let the position fizzle out into a drawn end game. Let me show you my mistake. So Mike started off King's Pawn, which obviously went into my usual French defence, and then he played f4, which is, well, the King's Gambit setup against the French. It is playable, but less common at the top level. So I just carried on with my setup anyway. Obviously White is planning on getting some kind of a kingside attack with playing f4. Basically showing me what his plans are as early as this. So I go straight in and get some queenside space, as is normal in these kind of positions. Going straight for the f5 square. And the bishop drops back to c2. I have seen this played before, but to me it seems a little bit of a waste of tempo. White is quite a bit behind in development and he has to be careful. Taking on f5, I'm not entirely sure about that. This is one of White's best attacking pieces in the French advance, and he wants to give it up. Not entirely sure why. This is pretty standard setup for Black in the French. When White decides to take on f5, the bishop is nicely posted on e6, and his pawn centre is pretty solid. Usually the light squared bishop in the French is a bad piece anyway. At least it's doing something on e6 rather than being stuck on d7. So now I feel the time is right to exchange on d4 and try and take advantage of basically of White's slow development on the queen side. Decide to double these pawns here, make them a bit weak. Okay, it's my best bishop. I've given it up for practically nothing. It's a tiny bit of compensation there in the fact that I've weakened the White's queenside pawns, and now I can get on with building up some pressure down this open file. I decided to give back the advantage that I had here, with the hope that I should be able to get things going on the queen side quicker than White can manage to defend. And it actually turned out to be the case. Rook c2. Bishop b4 check. Right. Well, I thought this was a good move. King e6. Nice centrally placed king. And it's pretty safe on e6. It's away from White's dark squared bishop. White decides to try and open things up for his rooks, maybe try and catch my king out, but I knew the king was pretty safe where it stands at the moment. And again, the king can advance even further. I'm just preparing here for the end game, where Black should be much better. The only problem is it's an opposite coloured bishop endgame, So if I am to create any winning chances in this position, I need to try and win some material, otherwise it's just going to be a draw. So here we go, trying to win some material. Realising now that this should be pretty easy. Winning a pawn there. And my king is way too centralised for white. Ended up winning another pawn. And I can safely say now that the black's winning this position. He's now able to create pass pawn on both flanks of the board. With moves such as b6 and a5 on the queen side, and possibly something along the lines of h5, g5, g4 on the queen side, on the king side. There's no way white, if black plays accurate, there's no way white can defend against these two pass pawns. But here is the first error. And I think oh yes, right, okay. The error I made here, I assumed that I could force the white king away from the action by pushing on this pass pawn. It turns out it's not as strong as it first looked. Black's still material up after sacrificing the a pawn, but there's no way it can win this position now, not with the opposite bishops. It's just impossible. And there we have it. White offered black a draw, and unfortunately I didn't see any other way around this. I had to take it. The pawn's not going any further now. It's not going to get into h2. And if I push, pushing on f6 is obviously not going to work either. So I took the draw, and that's my game. Let's slip away against Mike Dow. Thanks for watching.